What's up, my crypto legends? Today we're taking a look at Bitcoin because yesterday we did have a massive drop. You do know that there is tension worldwide. Now we're analyzing the situation right over here because is it time to sell? Is it time to buy? Are we going to go to much lower levels? Let me just explain here that we are sitting at one of the most critical ranges. As you can see, this is the low 40K range. We have been bouncing as resistance and support every single time here in the past. So we are currently at that level. Is it going to hold, or are we going to drop to lower levels? Yesterday, we talked about a short-term bullish scenario, which would be breaking this major level and potentially this being a fake out and having a major drop. That would have been the bearish case scenario in the midterm, but we had the bearish scenario in the short term, losing this low. Are we going to consolidate here in the next coming days and potentially have an insane bullish reaction because the amount of support that we got below us is extremely high? And I want to explain this in today's episode. We're also taking a look at the SP 500 also had a drop yesterday. I'm going to explain the major levels, why we also had the drop on the technical side. Are we going to manage to hold this range, or are we going to drop and retest these lows? All of this in today's episode. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. New to the channel, make sure to subscribe daily TA on Bitcoin, crypto, also to live stream to connect with the community. Not financial advisor, don't buy or sell anything that I say, and if you do so, do your own research, guys. Quick reminder, this video gets over 1,000 likes and you comment down below, you are eligible for a giveaway in Bitcoin. Right, let's analyze the situation here, guys, because we're going to go through the scenarios that I talked about yesterday. There was an immediate short-term bullish one and then extremely bearish, or immediate short-term bearish and potentially extremely bullish for the next coming weeks. Okay, we're going to go through that scenario in just 1 minute. Just a quick reminder here, looking at the daily, we are hitting a critical support level. I'm talking about that low 40K range where we have been bouncing consistently as resistance and support here in the past. As you can see, are we going to hold this range? You know that I am quite bullish for the next coming weeks. Yes, of course, short term on the daily, okay, looking at the very short term on the 4 hourly, we could have these corrections because we have been pumping like crazy since the last week of January till the 10th of February. We were pumping like crazy for about 15 days, as you can see, going from 33K all the way to 45K. This is over $12,000 pump, okay, in just about 15 days. So yes, we do not go up forever. We need these kind of corrective moves. You know, there is a lot of tension worldwide right now. And I think, you know, this is why we're having this little bit of a sell-off, right, that we did have yesterday. Now, let's go here quickly, all right? Let me just go to the 2 hourly. But you know my theory here from this, when we were losing this 41.5, 41.6 level, okay, this low, my theory here was this potentially being an ABC correction after this great pump. So if we just zoom in here on the 2 hourly chart, okay, there is a possibility also that we are creating this descending wedge. You can see that we are getting supported right now from these lower lows, just right over here that we just hit the very low $40,000. Now we got this resistance from these lower highs. Now, this is a slightly bullish pattern, okay? We do have a descending wedge, especially if you are coming from a pretty aggressive uptrend. Now, let's be pretty clear here with volume. You can check out different exchanges, but we did have some volume yesterday, some pretty aggressive volume, all right, from that drop of 43.5 all the way down to the low 40K levels that we're currently trading at. Now, like I want to show you, you know, volume to the upside has been a little bit higher than the volume that we are having in this corrective move. Now, like I said on the scenarios yesterday, there was the bullish one in the immediate short term where we were going to gain these highs and potentially consolidate, and this was maybe going to be a potential fake up before a big massive drop. Now that would have been a worse scenario. I would have preferred much more for the price what it's done right now, where this is a potential ABC correction. We are losing these lows, which is a liquidity grab, and potentially we are going to consolidate at this range and then have a massive pump. This doesn't mean that it is going to happen, guys. I want to react to in the next coming days to see what happens, because we could still roll back down, all depending on the tensions worldwide, okay, and continue to the downside. I want to wait and see how we react to these levels, what kind of price action, what kind of wicks we are going to have at this range. And this is going to tell me that this is going to be an accumulation event, okay? So we need to pay attention in the next coming days, very important. Now, like I said, volume looks pretty higher, okay, to the upside from this price action that we did have, the first week of February, last week of January and first week of February. Now we are in this corrective move. Like I said, a good tool to look at the extension of the wave is the Fibonacci extension from this high to the low. If this were to be an A correction, all right, B correction right there, ABC correction, Fibonacci extension helps a lot to find out where the potential C correction can go. So we got the A right over here, the B right over here, and looking at the extension, you can see the 1-to-1 is at that 40.2, 40.4K levels, all depending on how you exactly get these levels, but it is around about that range. And this is currently where we are stopping, as you can see on the chart. We just stopped at that 1-to-1 extension, all right, on this ABC. A good point here to take a look at, okay, is the major volume also, okay? Check out this big spike in volume on the 2 hourly. You can check out the 4 hourly, 1 hourly, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, the highest point here is just slightly below the $40,000, all right? If you take a look at the wick, okay, if I just get the ray right there, if we get the highest point from this candle, it is around that range. Hang on a second, guys. Let me just get this right over there. This area over here, we just almost touched that range, but this is where we do have the big volume from this big massive pump. So is this level going to hold? Now, we could retest the lows over here, and this is potentially what could happen, because remember, when you fall, you like to retest the lows and, have slightly lower lows potentially before you see a move. Best example would be this kind of price action over here, where you retest the highs and go slightly above. Also right over here from this pump, you retest the highs before you go to the other side. So our lows is just at the $40,090, about $40,090 approximately here from the lows that we did reach just a few hours ago. So potential retest from these lows is very, very possible. You want to see this kind of action before you see a potential reversal, because what happens here, you have that price action, you reverse back down. You have this price action, you reverse back down. So if it happens at the very end of a trend, this consolidation, is it going to be a continuation, or are you going to get supported and then reverse to the other side? So this is the scenario that I'm looking for, guys. Just a quick explanation on this. Yes, you know the deal, yeah, there's a little bit of tension on with Russia and Ukraine. Could this continue? Could the people be really fearful and we could have a cascade event? Yes, of course it could happen. But this is why we need to see what kind of consolidation that we are going to have in the next couple of days around this range, because it might be an insane buying opportunity. Now, like I said, I like to take a look at the VPVR. VPVR is a great, tool to take a look at major resistance and support levels. And the very, very start of the VPVR is at the very, very low $40,000, just right over here. This is when there's a big gap in between $40,000 and $39,000. Okay, that $1,000 gap is, we could come down to that $39,000. But looking here at the VPVR, we can see that we are basically just at the very, very end of this major big mountain. Now, like I said, here also, we did gain this very last bit of the VPVR, as you can see. Look how it finishes at that range. So if I extend this, you can see that you were gaining that level. It looks like, okay, we are breaking this major mountain of the VPVR. Does it mean that we are going to get a major bounce from this level? Well, no, because this wasn't a big breakout. If we would have seen a massive big breakout from this range with high volume, then yes, this potential VPVR level could have been a major support for a potential bounce. But this is why we want to see an aggressive breakout. You want to break out few $1,000s, okay, to the upside or to the downside to see that you are successfully breaking out. Now, you can clearly see here that for me, this is not a successful breakout from this major big point of control. We are just dipping slightly below this range, just like we dipped, we pumped slightly above this range over here. So that is what I am looking for here for the next coming days. Could we continue to the downside? Yes, of course. Now we've got, a few bullish scenarios here. I want to be bullish when the price is going down. I want to be bearish when the price is going up. Okay, we are trying to find, those major consolidation levels for those opportunities. So if we were to continue to the upside, after a major consolidation, yes, we could retest the low 40Ks, even dipping slightly below in a potential consolidation after this major drop. This is what usually happens when you have such a severe drop. And what I want to explain here also is this potential, megaphone pattern, descending megaphone pattern, descending broadening wedge. As you can see, bouncing from resistance and support from lower highs and lower lows. Now, the measured move of a descending broadening wedge is getting the width of the highest bit, okay, from the very end. If we were to recover in the next coming days after the consolidation and break out at some point in the next coming week, this could take us all the way to about $47,000. So that is also very a potential move that could happen in the next coming weeks, like I said. Now, this would be also a liquidity grab. Is this going to be a major breakout? Is it going to continue to the upside? Well, we know that most of the liquidity is at the last lower high or the last higher low, right? So last higher low was this one. We are having that liquidity grab here just slightly below, or, the liquidity is right over here if we gain this high. So now that the price has dropped, I am not looking for much lower levels. I am looking for that potential liquidity grab at here to the upside. Now, this is only my theory, guys. This is only my analysis. I could be totally wrong. So make sure to do your own analysis. All right. So what I do like here also, if we do get volatility below $40,000 and potentially hit $39,000, we have an insane amount of support at that range, as you can see. So there is a possibility also that you might get a little bit of more volatility here to the range before you continue to the upside. I don't see us coming all the way down to retest the low 33K range, okay? This is possible, but I think, it is more probable to start, consolidating at this range and continue to the upside. That is my theory here by looking at this. Now, a good thing here also, what I do like to look is the back of big red volume, okay? Now, if I zoom in here, all right, just looking at the 2 hourly, you can see what do we have right over here? This major big volume that we do have, okay? We have two big spikes here in red volume, okay? The back of this one is at 38.4 and the back of this one right over here is just at the $40,000, and we actually reached this level, okay? Let's zoom in here and let's put a ray just right over there. Okay, just at the end of the wick right there, just there, and let's just put it red, okay, just for the sake of it. This is the big spike in volume that we did have over here. Now, the price of BTC is trading just at that range. If I zoom in, that is the very back of that red candle with big volume. And remember, yes, we did break out with major volume, okay? All of this price action did have some pretty decent volume. So we are basically retesting, the very back of major red volume. Does this mean that we are potentially going to bounce from these levels? Well, I think so. I think this is going to be a consolidation range. This is where the bulls need to step in and fight, guys, just by looking at the technicals. We could also take a look at fib levels. All right, we are hitting the 618 right from this low to this high. We are basically just about or hitting, I would think, right from this low. Let's take a look from the lows to the highs. We almost hitting the 618, which is at 39.9, okay? 39.9 is the 618. We just hit the low, very low 40K levels. So we could see a little bit of that consolidation at this range, potentially dipping slightly $40,000. All right. So, you know, we got an insane amount of support. I strongly believe that it looks like an ABC correction. This is a scenario that we talked on yesterday's video. So let's see what happens in the next coming days, guys, because it might be an accumulation zone if we consolidate in the next couple of days, like I said. All right, remember that for experienced traders, down below you got the best bonus on Bybit. You get up to $4,100 worth of bonus and 30% trading discount. Now on PrimeXBT, my favorite day trading platform, using my link and Bitcoinsensus 50 promotion code, you can get up to $7,000 worth of bonus. You get 7% added to your deposit. Both of the tutorials of these platforms are also down below in the description. So this is going to be it for this video update on Bitcoin. Let's dive in here to the S&P 500, because the S&P 500, this is the daily chart, okay, no, the 4-hourly chart, sorry, and we can see the drop that we did have yesterday. Now, we were analyzing the S&P 500 just a few days ago. We did have this kind of double top, as you can see, and we had a critical support level just here. Now, we broke down below. What happened over here? We were retesting it as resistance, this support, retesting it as resistance, coming down to retest these lows. Now, my question is, are we going to manage to hold this level? Because I think it is a very, very strong level. Reason number one, you know, just taking a look at the daily and zooming in, you know the deal. You know the deal, guys. I am looking at this potential big spike to be a potential level for a potential bounce. Look at the volume here, big spike right there, volume going down, volume down here. Biggest spike in volume on the S&P is this massive big wick with this candle. You can see the bulls stepping in here on the daily, and this is currently where we're trading just at that major candle. So this is why there is a possibility of the S&P 500 getting a potential bounce. All right, nothing is guaranteed. If we created a double top right there, is this going to be a double bottom is my question, and we are going to continue to the upside. It is very difficult right now. Fundamentals are looking pretty strong. Okay, there is a lot of fear in the market, in crypto, so this is why this is risky. But looking at the technicals, I can see a potential bounce from these levels. Like I said, nothing is guaranteed. All right, it is a difficult market right now to analyze on the charts, but that is my speculation by doing the technical analysis, guys. Thank you very much for joining. Make sure to check out Bitcoinsensus website. The latest news and technical analysis is here. Bitcoin and altcoins legalized in Ukraine is the latest news that we got posted here on the website. Check it out. Link is down below, totally free information. Join us on Telegram group. Check out also the Twitter account. It is all our socials are down below, guys. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.